The Joe Rogan Experience.
Do you know who Butcher Brown is?
Oh, yeah, we got to have this
Brown.
conversation.
No.
Yeah.
Who's Butcher Brown?
I think his first name is John. He's a doctor that did a bunch of like unlicensed sex change surgeries in like garages, motels. He's on Murderpedia if Jamie wants to look at
Butcher Brown. Yeah. Wow. So he did unlicensed sex change operations and people died from it?
Yeah, and
While
he
eating
did so many
hot
while
dogs.
eating raw hot dogs, drinking coffee.
Raw hot dogs.
Yeah, it's
So he's
really-
eating hot dogs and cutting off dicks.
It's
Nothing
more-
weird there. Everything's yeah. Keep going, bro. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. He was eating raw hot dogs and cutting off dicks.
That's what he does.
Woo, man!
While drinking Dr. Pepper.
And how
He's
many
got a-
people did he?
I think it was almost. I mean, it was hundreds. There's
What?
a detailed descriptive article that's.
Did it work on anybody? Did
Insane.
everybody die?
You got to read it. If you watch Head
fuck.
and read that. One day.
Oh no! Why did you, out of all the things to curse me with?
I was.
Why
I was
put that
thinking
hot
about
dog
it,
eating
but he's known
sex
as like
change doctor?
America's worst doctor.
Well, ever?
I think ever.
Once you read it. Yeah.
You have to look that up to see if that's actually
Crazy glue.
And
used
you
crazy
see
glue.
the guy's picture, and you're like, yep.
Let me see his picture, Jamie.
He'd
Butcher
inject
Bob?
silicone wherever you want it for like $200, and then
Just like caulk, like
yeah,
silicone
plug it
caulk?
up with crazy glue and tell you to lay down flat for 2 days.
Oh my god!
But he's had a lot of business.
I'm not sure I found him
Did it work on anybody? Imagine if he like made one bomb ass. Like, look at that! Great job. He came out great once, and he's like, "I'm just chasing that dragon every time. I'm trying to get." One time, I nailed it.
It's like a
I put the
heroin
right
junkie,
amount
man.
of cock in this lady's ass cheeks, and dude, it helped. It made it look better. Most of the time, it looks like a disaster.
I found him.
You found him?
Yeah.
Let's see what
John
Butcher
Ronald
Bob looks like. I don't like to judge people based on
There he
appearances,
is.
but oh my god, look at the frown on his face. He's like a caricature.
That's a smile.
I would not assume that guy's friendly. Homicide, self-appointed sex change specialist, practicing medicine without a license. Oh, he didn't even have a license. God damn it.
They should make a movie about this guy and let Bryan Cranston
Sentenced
play
to 15 years to life. Died in prison in 2010.
He has the funny thing is, you read in here that there's another guy that's his competition.
That's the second worst doctor,
Yeah.
or debatable. But was this guy a real doctor?
No, he was. It said self-appointed.
Right, it's
Oh, well, I don't know.
self-appointed, but
I don't know.
does that mean he...
I thought he had like some sort of a military thyroid surgery thing. You know?
Self-appointed sex change specialist carried out
Hey.
hundreds of operations.
Yeah, don't do that, folks.
Renegade doctor. His place was called what was it called? Like the Room of Dreams.
Born into a strict Mormon family, Brown was a gifted child.
House of
Oh boy, how many fucking disasters start out with that sentence? Born into a strict Mormon family, Brown was a gifted child. That's like that's the open parts of a novel that goes terribly wrong. He had a miniaturization technique for clitorises. He took the patient's penis and turned it into a clitoris, apparently guaranteeing his clients full sexual pleasure. He presented his work at the 1973 medical conference, where his technique earned him the respect of some of the world's most famous surgeons. Without surgical qualifications, Brown had to perform his operations in the most unlikely and inappropriate locations. One early patient remembers going to his office assuming he would do a checkup, but awoke from the anesthetic to discover that he had operated in the office. He turned his garage into an operating theater. And the more operations he did, the further his standards slipped. Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Read this next
What is
paragraph.
Yeah,
Operating
despite the concerns of his peers, many of Brown's patients appeared to be happy. That's like if you bought a really small book, it would end right there.
One of his early patients, Elizabeth, had been delighted with her surgery. But a year
Hey.
later, things started to go wrong. Her vagina started to tighten and close up.
That's a Hemingway sentence.
Yeah, you wanted it tight. Brown was abandoning his patients and leaving them to other surgeons like Dr. Jack Fisher to pick up the pieces. He says, "It's hard to imagine anyone worse than John Brown. He didn't care much for evaluating his patients before surgery or for postoperative care. He was totally focused on the technical procedure itself, and he didn't do that very well. Jesus Christ, man.
Putting some good shit out in the world. Man.
Oh,
Yeah,
why have
That's
you
a
done this
black
to us?
comedy right there.
You got to do head, this, and then watch Chuck and Buck.
Chuck and Buck?
Yeah.
Oh, what are you
One
doing
night.
to me, man? What is Chuck and Buck, and why do I not want to look? What the fuck are you doing to me, man?
You want to play a game, Joe?
No!